Hey y'all, it's Carrie Nicole. Thanks for tuning in to another video. And this one is, how do I compete? So we're in spaces throughout our lives where we feel like we're in competition with other people. We're trying to get a job, we're trying to get a promotion, we're trying to find our life partner, we're trying to be a good mom, we're trying to be, a good whatever your title suggests you are. And someone told us that in an effort to do those things, we're competing with other people who hold those same titles, who are going for that same promotion, who are in those same spaces. But the reality is that we're really competing with no one because what's for you is for you. You don't have to worry about the competition with someone else. You only have to worry about being the best version of you that you can possibly be. Because what's for you is for you, regardless of who you think you're competing with, regardless of how much better you try to be than that other person. Your authenticity shines brighter than any competition ever will. When you think about the greats of anything, and I always go to sport, but when you're thinking about like basketball greats, right? Like, I don't even think Michael Jordan went onto the court thinking, I'm competing with the next man. I'm competing so that everybody will think that I'm the greatest basketball player of all time. He went on that court and he was the best basketball player that he could possibly be. Just happened to mean that he was the best basketball player of all time. And when you think about the basketball players who are still in the NBA, making millions of dollars to do their job, they might not be the best basketball player on the floor, but they still have a spot on the team because what's for them, because they did their best at becoming the best version of who they were, the best basketball player that they could possibly be with the gifts that they were given and push to the wayside the level of competition. In fact, when you're not competing with other people, you can actually stand to gain something from them. So if there's somebody who's going for that same position as you, and if they get it over you, then it was for them. But what are some attributes that that person has that you would love to strengthen in yourself? And become the best version of you. When you think about the titles that you hold, those are specific to the areas that you will be in. So the spaces and places and people that you're with. If you model the type of wife that you are based on the type of wife that your best friend is, then you're going to become a really good wife for her husband because your husband may not need those same things. Every single space and place and person that you walk in the environment with needs you in that space. So if you're supposed to be in that space, if it's for you, then it needs what you have to give, not what you're competing with someone else to have. You think about just retail stores in general, right? Like if you're a I'm all Target all the time type of person, we're not the same, and that's okay. You can be that way. But like for me, sometimes I'm going to go to Walmart. Sometimes I'm going to go to the dollar store. Sometimes I'm going to go to Target. Whatever I need and whatever I know that brand is going to have available for me, that's a space that I go in. Do I think about which one is better than the other? Maybe. Do I think about which one's going to have all the things that I need? Most often, yes. So if I need something from them, they don't have to compete with each other. They just need to make the things available for the people who are their target audience. And the people who are for them, the people who are supposed to shop in their store, will come into their doors. And that's the same thing that you have to think about too. You don't have to think about who you're competing with. The same way that if you're a Target, you're not going to think about, oh, I need to get all the Walmart shoppers to come here. Because if they're going to shop at Walmart, they're going to shop at Walmart anyway. If they're a go between like I am, they're just going to go to the place that gives them what they need and supplies them with the best deals. So, yes, they have to think about those things. But if their primary focus was only on competing with the other store, they would miss the mark for who they're supposed to be. Because sometimes you'll go to Target and you'll pay more just for the experience of Target. And so when you think about yourself that way, you're not competing with someone who could potentially do what you're doing or could potentially be, given that opportunity that you're not being given. You are becoming the best version of you. When you look in the Corinthians, in Corinthians 2:9, it says, however, as it is written, what no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, and what no human mind has conceived, things that God has prepared for those who love him. He created you with a preparation for what you are supposed to be doing. He didn't create you for a preparation to compete with the next person. He created you for the preparation to go into spaces that you're supposed to be in places that are yours, and to be with the people that he set out to be connected to you. So when you're starting to think about how do I compete, I had a friend once tell me that she went to go get Botox because she was like, I'm older now. I'm in my late 30s, and like there are the guys that I'm looking for are in the age range where they could date someone who's my age or they could date a 20-something-year-old. And she was like, so in order to compete with them, I'm going to need to do things to make myself look better. And I cringed on the inside because I said, you know what? I'm 41 and I know that a man who wants a 20-something-year-old who has less life experience and may not be in the same space that I am mentally is not going to be my man. So I'm okay with him not picking me because that woman looks younger. I'm okay with him going for whatever it is that's going to fulfill his desire because that's not the person that's for me. But what's for me, I know that that person is going to pick me based on the gifts that are in me. I don't have to compete with her. I don't have to. And if you get Botox, this is no shot at you, but it's just saying that the only reason you're doing that is to compete with other people your age so that you can look younger than they are, or to compete with the 20-year-olds that you feel like are going for the same men that you're going for, or to look younger in your position because you feel like that's going to get you a better spot. That's not what we're called to do. We're called to be more of who we are, be exactly who he says we should be, and be the best version of that we can be. So stop competing. Rest in yourself. Know who you are, know what attributes you hold, and highlight those. Highlight those when you walk in a room. Be more of that when you walk in a room, because the things that are for you will gravitate toward the gifts that you were given. That's exactly how it works. If you have to do all of those things to get the husband that you've acquired, then perhaps he's falling in love with this facade of you and not actually you. You don't have to compete for him. He was placed strategically to be yours. And so you just have to be more of who you are, because that man was destined to be yours because of those gifts. If you're out here pretending to be this 20-year-old, then you're giving him a version of you that's not going to attract him to you anyway. And the last thing is, we have to really grasp onto the fact that God has prepared the things for us. He knows what was in the cards for us. And so if you know that what's yours is yours, you won't work so hard to try to find something that's not. If you hate your job right now and you're out here in the job market looking for a new job, don't go into that space with a lack mindset, with a frantic mindset, because then you'll just take any job that comes in front of you. But if you go in that space and you say, these are my gifts, these are my attributes, this job looks like it aligns with that, I'm going to apply for it. And if it's mine, I will get the interview. That's exactly what will happen. The spaces, places, and people that are supposed to be in your life will gravitate toward you because you're becoming more of you. So today I would just encourage you, if you're in a space where you feel like you're competing for your space, you're competing for your role, you're competing to be a better mom, you should probably think about the people that you want to be connected to, the children that you were given. And if that mom is the type of mom that they needed, they would have been given her. So just become more of the type of mom that you are, and become a better version of that mom, something that resonates with you, so that they'll get who they were supposed to get, but just the best version of her. If you need someone to reach out to you to reach out to directly, go ahead and go to my social media platforms and slide in my DMs and send me a message. I will absolutely connect with you and help you through the process. I appreciate all of you for listening. And remember, if this resonated with you and you would like to share it, please go ahead and click that share button, like and subscribe to my channel and my pages on social media, and continue to get the message out, because these messages are what I've been through. And I know that there are people, the way that society works right now, who just need to hear this and maybe aren't in front of me or in front of people who are sharing the same message. So I would just encourage you to share that. I love you guys, and I thank you so much for continuing to tune in and support the channel. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you again next time.